These are the exact artifacts that just dismantled everything we know about North American history. According to the Oak Island Wiki, Rick Lagina and his crew pulled a 1652 Spanish coin from a supposedly natural swamp. For over 200 years, treasure hunters focused entirely on the famous money pit of Oak Island. As detailed on Wikipedia, everyone assumed the pit held the main prize since its discovery back in 1795. According to historical records of Oak Island excavations, millions of dollars poured into that single hole in the ground, and several explorers even lost their lives trying to reach the bottom. The strategy remained identical for decades: dig straight down, hit flood tunnels, and watch the operation fail miserably. Rick and Marty Lagina decided to completely change their approach after realizing the real secret sat right next door. A massive, triangle-shaped swamp covers a huge portion of the island, and for generations, people ignored it as just a smelly, natural mud pit. The Lagina brothers brought in heavy machinery to drain the entire area. Pumping out thousands of gallons of murky water revealed a completely different reality. The swamp is not a natural formation at all. Geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner joined the team and confirmed the impossible. Human beings intentionally engineered this massive wetland centuries ago. They dug out the earth and flooded the zone specifically to hide something massive underneath the water. We are looking at a deliberate cover-up operation, executed long before Christopher Columbus supposedly discovered the continent. The timeline simply does not match our current history books, and that meant the team had to dig deeper into the thick mud. Metal detecting expert Gary Drayton swept the freshly drained areas and hit a massive signal. As seen on The Curse of Oak Island, he pulled a Spanish copper coin straight out of the muck, and the date stamped on the metal read 1652. Finding a coin from that era proves highly skilled groups operated on Oak Island, more than a century before the money pit even existed. This specific piece of copper instantly shifted the entire focus of the Oak Island mystery. The crew realized the swamp acted as a giant front door to the actual treasure vault. Draining the water was just step one in breaking open a 300-year-old cold case. The sheer scale of the engineering required to build a fake swamp in the 1600s is staggering. Teams of men with advanced tools had to move countless tons of dirt and rock. They altered the natural water table to flood the zone perfectly. Every single piece of mud removed by the Lagina team points to a highly organized European operation. Oak Island was a bustling industrial site long before official records say anyone arrived. The latest digs early this year exposed precisely how they moved materials across the island. The crew hit a solid layer of flat rocks buried deep under the mud. Nature never produces perfectly flat, paved surfaces in the middle of a wetland. This flat layer of rocks turned out to be a massive, perfectly paved stone road, hidden straight under the swamp water. Interlocking stones fit together with incredible precision, and the design matches 15th and 16th century Portuguese construction methods. Dr. Ian Spooner examined the layout and confirmed that only skilled human hands could build something this complex. Stretching directly across the swamp floor, the road points straight toward the original money pit location. Finding a highway buried under feet of mud changes the entire Oak Island narrative. Numerous ox shoes and ring bolts found along the path indicate the road was heavily traversed by oxen hauling heavy carts. You do not build a stone highway in a swamp unless you need to move extremely heavy objects secretly. crews carefully brushed away centuries of muck to reveal the edges of the pathway. The rough, unmortared cobblestone track meant the original builders relied on stacked stones and earth rather than perfect leveling. And that is exactly what the Knights Templar, or early Spanish explorers, possessed. Moving heavy wooden carts required a solid surface across the soft ground. The physical effort to uncover these uneven rocks suggests they could be remnants of a colonial logging road, or a natural glacial formation. They created permanent infrastructure in a place supposedly devoid of human life. The engineering scale of this cover-up is truly staggering. If you want more breakdowns of incredible historical mysteries like this, hit subscribe and the notification bell right now. Now, back to the swamp discoveries detailed in the Curse of Oak Island documentation. Following the stone road led the crew straight into another massive discovery. Computer screens monitoring the latest sonar scans detected a gigantic shape buried deep inside the thickest part of the swamp. Data displayed a massive anomaly measuring dozens of feet long, which the team suspects could be a curved wooden structure. Experts reviewed the sonar readouts and identified the distinct outline of a ship-shaped anomaly. A wooden vessel simply does not belong buried at the bottom of a coastal wetland. Location coordinates line up perfectly with the end of the stone road. As proposed in the Curse of Oak Island Fred Nolan theories, investigators now believe the original depositors sailed a massive galleon directly into a coastal inlet. Once the ship reached the end of the line, the crew intentionally sank the vessel to hide their tracks. Sinking the vessel intentionally created a foundation for the artificial swamp above the wreckage. Burying an entire ship requires hundreds of workers and months of back-breaking labor. This extreme level of secrecy proves the cargo held inside the ship possessed unimaginable value. Sinking a perfectly good sailing vessel was the ultimate sacrifice to ensure no one ever found the hidden vault. Digging around the ship anomaly forced the team to bring in massive excavators. Metal buckets scraped against large pieces of wood buried deep in the mud. Heavy excavators pulled these timbers to the surface, where Rick Lagina immediately noticed something unusual. Strong smells of pine tar and pitch radiated from the wood, which early sailors used to waterproof their ships. Swamp water actually created an oxygen-free environment that perfectly preserved the ancient logs. According to data from the Curse of Oak Island episodes, carbon dating testing on the wood returned results that shocked the entire research community. Laboratory carbon dating provided a wide range of dates spanning several centuries, with some samples loosely correlating to the eras of the Knights Templar and the early Spanish Empire. Tests on a specific piece of wood showed a 70 to 80% probability that it dated between 1640 and 1810, an era closely straddling the discovery of the money pit. Original builders intentionally selected this specific mud to keep the wood from rotting away. Engineering a giant time capsule required nothing but natural clay and swamp water. Preserved logs show distinct tool marks and metal spikes driven directly into the grain. Deeper digging brings more artifacts straight to the surface. Gary Drayton swung his metal detector near the edge of the stone road and hit another massive target. Pulling a heavy lead cross featuring a distinct square hole out from between the rocks changed everything. Specific shapes matched designs used directly by the Knights Templar during the Middle Ages. Testing the lead revealed even more incredible details about its exact origin. Chemical signatures match perfectly with lead mined in southern France over 600 years ago. Southern France served as a major stronghold for the Templar Knights before they fled Europe. Finding a medieval artifact on a Canadian beach shatters the accepted timeline of North American exploration. European groups walked on Oak Island long before any official historical records indicate. Someone dropped that heavy lead piece while moving cargo across the paved road. Direct physical links connect ancient European orders directly to the Oak Island swamp. Finding the cross led the team to investigate the beach at Smith's Cove. Shifting water levels meant another mechanism actively controlled the flow. Heavy excavators dug into the beach area at Smith's Cove. Massive man-made flood tunnels, packed with coconut fiber and beach stone, emerged from the dirt. Builders arranged the stones to filter ocean water directly into the money pit. Coconut fibers acted as a sponge to keep the tunnels from clogging with sand. Tropical climates supplied the coconuts, proving the builders imported materials from across the globe. Original engineers designed a self-feeding water system to keep the main treasure shaft constantly flooded. Ocean water immediately fills any deep hole dug near the original money pit. Giant, ancient booby traps protect the buried structure from any intruders or rival groups. Hydraulic engineering found on the beach is an impressive feat of early manual labor, though primitive by today's standards. This particular remove them, this not recently in permitted. Another bizarre clue emerged from the edges of the artificial swamp basin. Researchers located a perfectly circular, man-made formation of cobblestones and boulders in the swamp, dubbed the Eye of the Swamp. Theorists often compare this circular formation to the all-seeing eye, a symbol historically associated with Freemasonry and secretive groups across Europe. Some researchers have attempted to map various boulder formations on the island to constellations or equinoxes. Theorists have spent years trying to find hidden alignments pointing straight across the swamp toward the ship anomaly. Theorists suggest that early engineers may have used the sun to mark the location of a supposed buried vault without leaving obvious maps. Finding astronomical alignments inside the swamp proves the builders possessed advanced scientific knowledge. Some investigators believe the stone eye could have acted as an ancient landmark or guide for whoever hoped to return and claim the supposed cargo. Mud buried the marker for centuries until the recent drainage operations exposed the carving. This physical marker connects the advanced engineering of the trap with the secret societies operating in the shadows. Understanding the full scope of the trap required scientific core drilling across the swamp. Giant drill rigs pushed metal pipes 60 feet down into the earth to extract soil samples. Dirt inside the tubes revealed a clear picture of exactly how the builders constructed the trap. Bottom layers consist of soft, natural earth that existed thousands of years ago. Unnatural mixtures of churned soil, broken rocks, and crushed wood fill the middle layers. Manual digging moved thousands of tons of dirt to create the artificial basin. Core samples also contained trace amounts of gold and silver hidden in the deep mud. A few isolated deep soil samples showed anomalous trace readings of precious metals. Gold particles suspended in the dirt indicate massive amounts of treasure sat in the water for centuries. Scientific drilling results provide hard proof that something incredibly valuable remains buried at the bottom. Latest excavation efforts in early 2026 target the exact center of the ship anomaly. Marty Lagina authorized the use of a massive steel cofferdam to hold back the ocean water. Crews drove giant metal sheets deep into the earth, creating a waterproof wall around the target area. Massive industrial pumps run 24 hours a day to drain every single drop of water. Drying mud finally gives the heavy excavators clear access to the wooden structure below. Digging teams currently remove layers of clay just inches above the suspected cargo hold. Every scoop of dirt brings them closer to the physical treasure vault. Active archaeological dig sites replaced the muddy mystery of the swamp. Paved stone roads and flood tunnels point toward several ongoing excavation sites across the island. Rick and his team are standing right on top of the answers they spent a decade searching for. The massive industrial effort is finally paying off, and the greatest historical mystery of our time is reaching its thrilling conclusion. Discoveries pulled from the Oak Island swamp change everything we accept about global history. Textbooks teach us that European exploration of North America happened in a very specific, documented timeline. Christopher Columbus supposedly started the wave of travel, followed by official military and trade expeditions. Buried artifacts completely destroy that accepted historical narrative. Paved stone roads and the 1652 Spanish coin prove large groups operated in secret long before official settlements. Hard evidence of a shadow history sits right in front of us. Medieval orders like the Knights Templar or rogue Spanish fleets possessed the navigational skills to cross the Atlantic Ocean undetected. Navigational skills allowed them to reach Canada, but they also held the engineering knowledge required to construct massive water traps. Massive funding backed this precise planning, requiring hundreds of skilled laborers working in absolute secrecy. Finding the trap means other hidden sites might exist across the North American coast. Similar secret vaults likely sit buried under other coastal wetlands. Success on Oak Island will trigger a massive wave of new archaeological digs along the Canadian coastline. Universities and independent researchers will start scanning other swamps for similar unnatural anomalies. Digging inside the steel cofferdam will likely expose the main cargo hold of the sunken vessel very soon. Finding the actual treasure will validate over 200 years of deadly searching and endless speculation. Ship contents could hold lost religious artifacts, massive gold reserves, or ancient documents explaining the architects. Every new piece of timber forces historians to ask harder questions about our past. Established academics can no longer dismiss Oak Island as a mere myth. Scientific data collected by geoscientists provides hard proof of human intervention. Sonar scans of submerged structures and chemical analysis of the lead cross leave zero room for natural explanations. Total shifts in historical understanding happen in real time. Muddy swamps finally revealed their true purpose as highly advanced engineering projects designed to hide the greatest secrets of the ancient world. History is not just a collection of old stories written in dusty books. Active investigations rewrite the entire plot every single day. True stories of North America involve secret societies, hidden galleons, and elaborate water traps built by master architects. Shifting timelines happen right in front of our eyes, and the final piece of the puzzle sits just feet below the heavy excavators. This incredible realization means everything taught in schools about early exploration requires a massive update. The sheer volume of evidence recovered from the mud creates a clear pattern of early European occupation. We are witnessing the rewriting of human history happening one bucket of dirt at a time. The team continues to investigate whether the Oak Island swamp was a natural accident. Researchers theorize that brilliantly designed vaults might hide beneath the mud, and they hope the final doors are about to break open. If you enjoyed this historical breakdown, hit subscribe for more unbelievable discoveries just like this one.